Hi, welcome back to Journey into Stories. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different type of video, kind of dedicated to my mom, and talking about an author that I enjoy all of her books that I've read so far. She is author Ann Rule, and the first book I'm going to talk about is Bitter Harvest. This book is very important to me because 8 years ago this month, April of 2016, we lost my mom. She passed away due to an illness that we didn't even know that she had. And one of our last conversations before she went in the hospital was about books, and it was about this book, Bitter Harvest. And she was telling me, oh, sis, she used to call me sis as a nickname. You really need to read this book. It's wonderful. The doctor in it, we know from relatives of ours, they went to him as a cardiologist, the husband of the doctor, Deborah Green. And you just have to pick up this book. So right after my mom passed away, I remembered she wanted me to read this book. I bought it off Amazon. It got delivered. And when I tell you, I sat and read it front to back within the same day. I couldn't put it down. And it really helped me knowing that my mom, it was really important that to her that I read this book, and it made me think about everything that happened. Reading has helped me in ways that I didn't know could really be possible, as far as grieving when I'm reading with anxiety high and stress and sadness. When I pick up a book and read, everything is okay in my brain. The worries calm down, the sadness and grief calm down, and for the time that I'm reading, everything's okay. So reading has really been beneficial to a lot of different aspects of my life. One being the grief that I still deal with the loss of my mom. She was an amazing mother. She was an amazing grandmother to my children. She's missed to this day. But I'm going to talk about Ann Rule, Bitter Harvest, and let you know what this is. I'm going to read the back of the jacket. I printed it in bigger font. So I'll just hold this up and tell you what it says. Bitter Harvest probes the case of Deborah Green, a doctor and loving mother who seemed to epitomize the dreams of the American heartland. A small town girl with a genius IQ, she achieved an amazing life, her own medical practice, a handsome physician husband, three perfect children, and an opulent home in an exclusive Kansas City suburb. But when a raging fire destroyed that home and took two lives, the trail of clues led investigators to a stunning conclusion. Piece by piece, Ann Rule digs beneath this placid Midwestern facade to unveil a disturbing portrait of strangely troubled marriages, infidelity, desperation, suicide, and escalating acts of revenge that forever changed dozens of lives. This was a 5-star book. I don't necessarily just shove it in my bookshelf. I like to display it kind of on its own, front and center in my library, because when I look at it, I think of my mom, and this is truly one of the last conversations we had. But this was an amazing book, 5 stars. I loved it. Thought of my mom the entire time I read it. It really was a great, great book. Now, I have several books by Ann Rule, and slowly collecting them when I see them at library book sales, or I need to grab something else off Amazon or at a bookstore. I tend to gravitate to see what books are out by Ann Rule. She passed away, I don't remember the year, but she's a wonderful, wonderful author. Now, and even better book that I enjoyed more, if that's possible, is about a serial killer that most people have heard of. And this book is The Stranger Beside Me by Ann Rule. Now, this was riveting, and it was also 5 stars to me. And after I read it, it put me in like a 2-3 week reading slump, because it's like, I don't know what to pick up next. This was so incredible to read. And why it was so incredible was she was actually a friend and a co-worker of Ted Bundy's. She thought she knew him well, but she didn't know the monster within. When Ann Rule and Ted Bundy developed a friendship at a Seattle crisis clinic in 1971, she had no idea that her caring, sensitive co-worker would go on to become one of America's most notorious serial killers. In The Stranger Beside Me, Rule's first #1 bestseller, she dives into not only her personal relationship with Bundy, but his life, covering everything from his complicated childhood to the media circus revolving around his trials. Bundy eventually confessed to killing at least 36 women across the country and was sentenced to death. Rule draws from correspondence to create an intense, heart-pounding account of the brilliant and charismatic Bundy, an unforgettable and haunting work of research, journalism, and personal memories. The Stranger Beside Me completely changed the course of true crime literature. With its unique and astonishing intimacy, this bone-chilling classic defies the expectation that we would know if a monster walked among us. This was incredible. For anybody that enjoys true crime, I'm telling you, don't sleep on this. Pick this book up by Ann Rule, and really pick up any book by Ann Rule. But the Ted Bundy story was things, and I thought I knew a lot, but not at the personal level of somebody writing about him. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being kind to yourself and one another. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye. Have a great day.